am not a perfect messenger, but in the Democratic Party I led, and the Democratic Party I still believe in. We don't cut deals with drug makers to protect their profits. We put patients first. We don't reward companies for shipping our jobs overseas or exploiting their workers. We defend the right to organize and invest. And we invest in education and job training here at home. We don't give Wall Street CEOs bonuses when their banks become too big to fail, and then give them a card that says, "Get out of jail, we'll pay the bail." We punish financial predators, and we protect families from foreclosure. And we don't demonize our neighbors and divide our nation. We reform our immigration system, we respect the rule of law, and we honor our heritage and our humanity. I love you too. We don't let drillers off the hook when they desecrate our environment. We force them to pay for the damage they cause and make sure it never, ever happens again. And we ought to revolutionize our energy policy while we're at it so that we no longer have to foul our oceans or spoil our skies or spill our blood just to power our planet. I want to just pause on this point because while we gather here this morning, an oil slick bigger than Maryland and Delaware combined is spreading through the Gulf of Mexico. The explosion on Deepwater Horizon will rank as the worst economic and ecological disaster in our history, and yet the company responsible for billions of dollars in losses to the coastal communities faces no more than $75 million in civil liability. That's a single day's profit for British Petroleum, and that is outrageous. It is the result, in part, of an even bigger slick of oil money that our own party has done little or nothing to clean up. The same flood of corporate cash washed away our hopes for a public option, drowned discussion of a single-payer health plan, and watered down the reforms we still need on Wall Street. And too many politicians, complicit in their silence, surrendered without a fight. That is why your decision today is so important. We're here not just to select a senator. We're here to decide who we are, what kind of party, and what kind of country we want to be. You choose. We can settle for the status quo, where we sell Senate seats to the highest bidder and turn Congress into a wholly owned subsidiary of the industries it's supposed to be regulating, or we can say no. We can reject the politics of business as usual, the pay-to-play culture that corrupts our Congress and corrodes our country. Part of changing that culture, a member of the Senate once said, is recognizing that special interests, the insurance companies, the banks, the drug companies, the HMOs, have come to dictate our agenda. And the only way you break out of that, this senator said, is to stop taking money from those groups so that ordinary people's voices are heard. I believe Senator Obama was right. And I am the only candidate in this race and one of the very few in America who refuses to accept contributions from special interest groups. When we win this election, I will owe my seat not to Washington or to Wall Street. I will owe this seat to you. Now, a lot of the power brokers and party bosses say you need special interest money to win. But I say, if you take that money, you lose And more importantly, the people lose. Millions of people. Millions of people are already losing not just their jobs or their homes or their savings, they're losing their faith in our political leaders and in our principles. And it is no wonder. When so many of the most powerful corporations on earth spend millions of dollars to bankroll Congress and block reform, and when the Supreme Court of the United States gives those corporations even more power by transforming them into people, and worst of all, when our own party puts democracy up for sale. Washington will never change on its own. But when a grassroots campaign like ours wins a race, when we win a race like this without a dime of corporate cash, our victory will send a shockwave to a town that needs one. When we win, some other candidate somewhere else in America, maybe someone who hasn't even thought of running for office yet, will take the same approach. And when he wins or she wins, another candidate will follow suit, and then another, and then another. You and I can chart the course, not just of this campaign, but of this country. Join this cause, and we can reshape politics and restore public trust. We can turn America itself into what it once was and what it can be again. A source not of cowardice or complacency or despair, but of courage and confidence and determination. Those who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those who are already doing it. So if you stand with me now, I will lead this ticket. Stand with me now and we will hold this seat. Stand with me now and I will always, always stand with you. Thank you very much.